Susie.
Oh, hey, Sarah.
Oh, hey.
What are you doing?
Just hanging out.
Flirty and fun.
Flirty and fun. Yeah, we were just talking about this before we started our last podcast, but I'm floating the idea around of going on the old apps.
I'm stoked.
What do we think about that? Is that
Love
crazy?
It. I love it with every ounce of my being.
Like we're checking women for women. Like it's not like I'm like going out for like everybody here.
Ew, gross. No.
Right? I think it's going to be different.
Allowed.
Right. So I feel like maybe it'll be different like with I don't know, right?
What sparked that feeling of like, hey, maybe?
Just because I was like, I don't think I've ever I don't really casually date, and I think that I should do that. And in a way, I feel, you know what? Okay, let's get into this.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Here we go. Uh-huh. I feel like being in menopause is kind of like your second puberty. You know what I mean?
It's like a reverse puberty.
Yeah, it's like reverse puberty, but it feels like I'm in the same way when I was a 15-year-old and just deciding, I don't know. Just
it's a rebirth.
Yeah, it feels similar to me as it did back then.
Yeah, you got to get your bearings. You got to see, like, what am I even into?
Yeah, what am I even into? What do I like? Everything is different since the hysterectomy. I am telling you, like, it is.
Yes.
It is clear. I've gotten a lot of clarity on
because
on
I
things.
won't reveal your secrets, of course. But when we were together, you were talking about some things that were shifting in terms of what you were into.
Oh, yeah.
In the old bedroom.
We don't have to. Oh, yeah. We don't have to keep it a secret. But that I would like gentle. I like
Tender.
everything tender. Right. For sure.
She
That's
likes
so
a tender
funny.
lover, everyone.
Yeah. And I really do think that after the hysterectomy, like I am not. It really solidified that every single day I wake up and I'm like, wow, I have no interest in men.
Right.
It's almost like I have to. In the same way, the pain is gone, and I can't really believe that. And it feels like, wow, you didn't know until it wasn't there, and then I'm like, no. I mean, I tried. I'm like thinking, okay, we're gonna look. Even the videos of Jeff Goldblum, I'm like, nah, he would be my buddy. Like I have zero fucking interest. And if Jeff Goldblum can't even do it for me, I mean,
holy shit. Sarah just wants to be friends with Jeff Goldblum.
Right. I'm like, I just want him to show me magic tricks. So, like, what's up with that, Sue? So that's got to be like a sign of something, right? So I feel like, okay, I got to like know what I like, find out what I like, find out what I want, find out like what gets,
This
I don't even know.
wild.
What am I even into? What am I even
It ain't
like?
Jeff Goldblum.
It ain't at
Wow.
all. But like, his wife looks nice.
Oh my God! Wowie, wow.
Yeah,
I hope this happens to me during menopause.
Oh, it's great.
Fingers crossed.
I think, I don't know. And then part of me is like, what the heck was I doing?
Ew, yeah. That I ask myself that every day.
Like, it just seems crazy that I would think that the real sign, maybe I've said this on here before, but the real sign for me, I mean, like a whole bunch of stuff, but when I would see pictures of two women getting married, I would feel jealous and envious, and like I really want that, and why can't I have that? And like this feeling of like grief in a way of like, oh, I'm sad, and I never have that ever looking at a man and woman getting married. And even when I got married, I was like,
you're like, no, thank you.
I was like, it's not really for me.
I do.
Yeah, maybe. Like,
Sarah, you are just a treat to be a co-host to, because nothing is like fixed. Anything can change at any minute, and I like that.
I
You're
mean, I
keeping
feel like
me
it's
on my toes.
I do try to do that. I feel like it's like that for all people. Maybe I'm just. I don't keep anything hidden from you. Everything is out in the open, so you just see the change happen. And you know what? Also, I'm not resistant to the to any change.
You're
I think
very
when people
open-minded.
try to pretend that they are something they're not, or that they are like something that like I'm not doing that anymore. I've done
Oh
that.
yeah,
You know?
life's too long for that.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a funny way to put it. Life is way too long. So
To lie forever? No.
right. And yeah, so I do. I feel like I'm having
so
like
happy
the
for you. I'm
same
happy for
feelings I
me.
did.
I'm happy for all of us.
Yeah, right. And so it'll be fun, and maybe
I
it'll
wonder
be
what
like
the future holds.
I don't know. I mean,
What do you picture? Nothing.
what do you mean? What kind of future? What are we talking?
I'm talking about your
Immediate,
relationships,
like,
your love
relationships
life.
in the future, love life.
Yeah.
Like, oh
What do you
gosh,
think's
that's
gonna
such
happen?
like
Are you going to get married again? Maybe.
I mean, I'm still gonna do the same thing. Like I still have the same beliefs on love that I've always had, or that I have learned along. I'm not like abandoning all of the things that I believe about love, and I think that it's actions. I think that is like one of the things I've learned is like not to trust just initial feelings and the difference between like love and lust and like attraction and desire versus love and companionship and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I still think that I have to be slow. I think that's my biggest problem.
Yeah, no
is that
hurry.
my mom is like, yeah, can you like not just like be with the first person you meet on anything though, which is like a bad habit of mine. So I'm gonna just
I can't judge.
go
I'm the
right.
same way.
Yeah, you freaking didn't even
Please.
talk to somebody and married him.
I know.
I mean, you did talk to him before you married him, but like you were like, that's the man I'm going to marry, and you hadn't even spoken really a couple words.
Listen, I have a lot of love to give. Okay.
Right.
So like I feel like I could fall in love with anybody with just give me 5 minutes.
And this is what we say, that like I could fall in love with this cup if I really put those feelings towards it. That's why love has to be action and what do you see? Because in my mind, I will create a whole story and I have to just like
I know. And
Rein
I
it
like
in.
to freaking serial killers and like find
right.
the
What
humanity
is
in
wrong
them.
with us?
We need somebody to supervise us. At all
Absolutely.
times.
Like no.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Slow down or whatever.
hold
Don't
each other
write the
accountable.
serial killers. Don't move in with anybody. Like,
We see the good in people.
yes. And then
It's
I
terrible.
mean, geez. Yeah, it really is. We do see the good in people. It's our worst and best quality.
Totally. Well, I'm
So,
just
yeah.
stoked about the potential here.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
also super stoked about what we both love, which is Jack Black.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
this is the gift of the season.
It really is. I would like to personally thank Jack Black's SPF 25 lip therapy for keeping these babies hydrated. Because if I'm going to be on the apps, I got to keep these lips from not
You
being
said
chapped.
it.
It's got to be very
Ew.
kissable. And you've been up here in this dry ass weather, and you get me out there on the mountain all the time. Like the sunburn, the everything. It is
I don't know how you can even keep up with it, even with Jack Black.
regular application. I love it. It's been great.
Okay. Well, if you share our passion for skincare and hydrated lips, you will love Jack Black. And it's perfect for all the men in your life in particular, because you know how these boys, they want their own shit, right? They don't want to borrow
Or
yours.
more important, you don't want them using yours because
Ew,
we all
good
know what happened
point.
when Lincoln used like half of your shit. No, that's your stuff.
That's so
now you
funny.
can get them their stuff, and it's very obviously their stuff. And yeah,
Get
that's
your
what we
own,
need.
right.
Get your own.
This is the gift set for the man in your life. They will be groomed properly, whether it's
Yes.
their beard or their skin or their lips or whatever. And this is the greatest stocking stuffer situation. It's the #1 men's body care brand. Hello. And they are committed to helping us with these losers in our life. No offense, fellas. Okay? You people aren't great at grooming.
No, they're not.
You know what I mean? Like, we have to drag their feet. So let's get them what they need. This holiday season, if you want simple, effective products that your significant other will love, you need Jack Black. Head to getjackblack.com/braincandy. Use code BRAINCANDY for 10% off your order. Once again, that's getjackblack.com/braincandy for 10% off. Make sure you use our promo code BRAINCANDY so they know we sent you. What's the thing you love the most, though? There's
Beard
like
lube.
a thing. Beard lube. Okay.
Yep, it's the shave cream or shave gel. So
They have
good.
tons of kids
but now
that-
that's because I like never shave my legs anymore. That
Yeah,
is
you could use it.
that is the now second place to the lip stuff.
Okay. They have amazing products, so
Yeah.
check them out. Okay. Sarah, go ahead.
Yes. Okay. What do I want to talk to you
Yeah.
about today?
Better be good, too. No garbage.
It better be good, she says. Okay, then I guess I will start with something that we'll see how you feel about this.
Okay. Yeah.
The first woman to marry AI
Oh, no.
is
legally married?
yes, the first woman has married AI.
Okay, let's hear
Let
it.
me say that again for the clip that I know you will eventually make of this.
No.
Yeah. We have had the first woman to marry AI, and I don't know how I feel about it. She is now in a relationship with the hologram.
What country is she in? Do you know?
Spain. So
And
let
they've
me
made
be.
it legal.
This feels like a workaround. I think it's very important for me to point out a few key details.
There's a loophole.
The woman's name is Alicia Framus, and she is a performance artist. So she has done
I've
things
had it
like,
with these people.
I know. See, I was like, oh, I can't wait to tell Susie about this because this is going to be great. I feel like this combines a lot of things that we are annoyed
Hate.
by. Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
this relationship with AI. We've talked about that on previous episodes, and that's weird.
Well, even when you said, like, I could marry this coffee cup, and I'm like, somebody's done that.
Yep. Right?
So she's
Yeah.
married AI, and she used some sort of legal loophole to make it happen.
So here's what she says. They call it the hybrid couple. And she's going to live with this hologram for several years. And she says the work will develop not only as a cohabitation, but will also encompass the research and creation of everything necessary for human AI love to flourish. Adapted architectural environments. Don't even know. I think that's just like places so that the AI can sit next to you. Weird. Forms of communication or clothing for AI. Several questions will be addressed, such as how will architecture and interior design accommodate humans and meta-humans? We're naming them now. What new future might we need? Can the AI hologram cease to exist? What will the first data mortgage look like? How do we develop the first life insurance policy for AI? I don't know if what are we doing? It goes on, but yeah. She says her work addresses the paradoxical notion of loneliness in our ultra-connected society.
What? How does her work address that? It leans into it.
I would agree. I think that that seems odd. And previously, she was married to a mannequin. And the thing that all of this, what part annoys you the most? Let's play this fun game.
Like what happened there? What caused the dissolution?
That
of
is so funny.
marriage?
And what if she didn't even legally separate from that? She's just going on to because what also annoyed me is when I was looking through her Instagram and looking through her website and everything like that. She has what they refer to. Oh my God, what do they refer to it as? It's real funny. This I think they call him a romantic creative partner or something like that. Essentially her boyfriend that's not AI. So don't give me this whole you married AI when you're cheating on him with your actual human boyfriend who's you're basically married to and do these whole
human?
Okay, she's got a boy. Now I got to look.
Are you kidding me? She has a human boyfriend and a mannequin X.
Oh, but this is the part that annoys me, because when you hear how they word it, in how she decides to word it, she's saying everything but boyfriend. So, and she thinks, what? We're not going to ask the same question that you're asking right now? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay. She says, the first work by Alicia Framis and her artistic romantic partner, Alex Sabuligan, something like that. So there's a dude. There's a guy who she works with.
Yeah.
That's not the name of her AI husband.
Do you think it's just a creative partner?
Romantic. They added the word romantic.
Oh, okay.
Romantic creative partner, whatever. That's your boyfriend.
That's your. That is your boyfriend.
Help,
and then you have
Zeus.
a mannequin ex-husband? ? And and a current
hologram AI. I feel like it's important for me to show you what this looks like, so you can see. Like, I need you to see, because it does look very realistic, and it's odd. I don't know.
Let me use the soundboard.
Yes, that is the very appropriate sound.
Wrong.
Okay, let me show you. Whoop. Bear with me.
I hate it. It's so rude. It's so stupid.
Okay.
I hate that we're even talking about her.
So this is what it looks like.
Okay. Oh my God.
And she's sitting there talking about...
She's such a goon.
Right?
I hate her. I hate her with all my heart.
She's sitting there talking about whether or not they're going to, like, make yams for dinner or something like that.
Bethany.
And
what's her name?
Alicia Framis.
Alicia.
And don't you think it's interesting that her last name rhymes with famous? And I just thought that was important to note.
Yeah, I do. It is.
You know?
Good point, Sarah. I hate her so much.
Okay. That should be, when we do our live event, one of the games that we should play, and everybody listening right now is going to get a leg up in the game. One of the games we should play is put these items in, like you have like a Velcro board, like they, like they did at like church, like the Bible study where they would always like throw up
Seriously,
like Velcro.
As soon as you said that, I was like, that's church.
Isn't it church? Like everybody knows those Velcro things from church. I don't know why that makes sense, but it totally fucking does. If you went to any Judeo-Christian church, that is what happened.
Yes.
Okay, so now what the hell was I talking about? Okay, we're gonna play this game where we give people a list of or like 5 things. Put these things in order of what do Sarah and Susie hate the most. And performance artists and people who climb Mount Everest.
Right.
Which one are we going to... Who's number one? I almost hate performance artists more.
I know. It's really hard to choose.
It's so hard to choose. Because both of them want attention, but performance artists are demanding that you look at them. They've made that their actual job.
And they pretend like it has a higher purpose, like it's some sort of commentary.
Yep. Okay, so maybe they're number one.
They might be.
We'll
find out at our live event.
We will, because it could change our feeling. Like, we have to decide.
This is a lady, and then most Everest people, especially the annoying ones, are men.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real toss-up.
Oh, right.
It's anybody's game.
It really is anybody's game. So I just think that...
get a hold of yourself. You suck.
Right. What else do you think would be on our list of things that we hate? Sexting now, apparently.
It's not that I hate sexting. It's just, like I said, it's usually a mistake. And it's like...
Yeah, it always... And it...
Have you ever been in with somebody who is sexting someone? Right? Women do this, like, a lot, where they are, like, out with their girlfriends, and they're like, hold on, I gotta, like... Yeah. And they'll just write some dumb shit that's a lie. Of like, oh yeah, I'm wearing a teddy. And it's like, fuck it. And this is my perception, is that nobody's actually hot and bothered when they are doing it.
Yeah, they're like at a meeting and just texting and okay.
Or rarely, I should say rarely.
Yeah. Oh, I would be interested
like
to know about
that. They're on the toilet.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, don't. You've ruined it for me now. I can't, because now I'm going to only picture.
And someone would be like, what are you wearing? And then they have to be like, in a towel.
Oh my God, this makes me feel like, actually, just don't text me ever. Like, just, I don't know. I'm kidding, but.
Maybe I'm wrong, but this is my
interesting.
perception.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I don't do it, so there you go.
I'll tell you what I do.
Oh,
do.
I'm not too old to laugh at that joke.
And this is an awkward transition because I made a do joke, but I use Green Chef to make amazing meals.
Oh my gosh. You know, it's not shitty. That's what you say. Yeah.
I'm dying. Okay. It's not. It's so delicious. Here's the thing. All of you people are like, I don't know. There's so many options. How do you choose? I'll tell you how. I'm telling you, this is the most delicious, most sort of versatile option.
Yeah. You can change a whole bunch of stuff. You can pick from a whole bunch of different kinds of meal varieties.
Yeah.
And
they have.
Go ahead.
They have Mediterranean.
Yes,
they have plant-based. They have all that jazz. And you can change the day you get it, all that. What were you going to say, though?
I was going to say that this is the time of year I don't want to be cooking. I don't want to be thinking about any additional meals. I got 2 big meals to think about, Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I'm going to plan those. And besides that, whatever happens, happens. And Green Chef makes it happen. So I'm actually eating and not just.
I got Santa's workshop over here.
Right? We don't need to be like meal planning this time of year.
Yeah, this is about creating good for you meals that are easy and delicious, and they are delicious.
And they take the thinking out of it.
Yes, so
that's the hard part.
Hate planning all that as much as I do, you are in for a treat. Here is the deal they are offering. Go to greenchef.com/braincandy50. Use code braincandy50 for 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. That's code braincandy50 at greenchef.com/braincandy50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next 2 months. That's really good.
Yes.
I love the Mediterranean thing. I think that's the ticket.
It's so good.
They have add-ons too, like fiber stuff. I'm into that. Fiber and protein are my like jams right now.
Magnesium and protein are my jams.
Yeah. It's Pump Club lifestyle. Okay,
yeah, it is.
Sarah,
And
go ahead.
creatine. I threw that in so we can get real big.
That's Pump Club too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do I want to talk about? What did we just finish talking about? Oh yeah, the crazy lady with marrying a hologram.
I don't like it. I don't.
And then I feel like so many people are like, "What? She's marrying a hologram, and I can't even get a first date?" Like,
they can marry a hologram too.
Yeah. It kind of
That's
falls
what they're
into
not
that.
realizing.
Do you think we're going to see more of this?
Yeah.
I do too.
People are so stupid.
Yeah, and I think with women talking about that whole 4B thing, which, by the way, you heard it here first, folks. We talked about that months ago.
Yeah, we did a long time ago.
A long time ago. And
Yes.
In
Asia, women have had it with men for a while.
Yes.
And now it's sweeping the globe.
Right. And so I think we're going to see more of that because of companionship. And if that's the case, I'm thinking we're going to get companies who make that their business, and we're going to see some new businesses pop up. I bet it's from the people who brought you Match.
Why?
Because they see the people who are still on there after however long, and they real easy. Oh my gosh, mark my words, that's going to happen. They're just going to start funneling ads to people that they've noticed have been on there for a really long time or something like that. I can see this happening.
The lifers.
Yep. Yeah. Some clouds just came over and it got real dark in here and it looks spooky now.
It is spooky.
Yeah. It wasn't like that. Did you see that all of a sudden it just got super
the
dark?
The whole world is spooky right now.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So maybe AI companionship isn't the worst thing.
Yeah, wait, is she onto something?
But I just
Alicia?
want the feeling of holding hands and that kind of stuff. And I don't think you can get that from, and other stuff,
Yeah.
Susie. Yeah, but like, you gave me a look like I'm crazy for saying that. But I think it was so cute when I was with like you and Lincoln, and I would see Lincoln like just hold your hand, and it's just like, oh, it feels so nice. Like, you know.
He's very sweet. I hope he doesn't stop. He's very affectionate towards
Yeah.
us. Very sweet.
That's real cute. Just never stop just making him do it. And then He'll just do that with his partner and it'll be fine.
Yeah, those are the rules.
Yeah, those are the rules. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? Okay. This, I love. This is really interesting. I can't believe we've never talked about this. So in 2007, there was a reality show that happened in the Netherlands. We've determined it's the Netherlands, right? We talked about this.
I mean, yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. I don't remember.
Weird.
It was on the Dutch national television program. We'll say that. And the show was called Big Donor Show. And it was about a woman who was terminally ill. And there was a contest, or they were holding this reality television show to see who would win her kidney. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Oh, my God.
So
she was dying.
She's dying.
She's donating her kidney.
Yes. She's terminally ill. She doesn't have much longer to live. And in the Netherlands, it's an opt-in program versus an opt-out program. So in order to donate, you have to fill out a form.
What do we have?
I don't fucking know.
I thought we had opt-in.
I don't know.
Because that's why it's on, like, our license.
We probably have an opt-in, too. Maybe.
Yeah, so, but I didn't know, like, it sounds like some countries must have opt-out.
Now that you say that, that's
All right.
wild. That's interesting.
Okay, so theirs is an opt-in.
Yes,
she's
theirs is
opted
opt-in.
But then she's turned it into a frickin' contest.
Reality show. Yes. So they have
like
this
that,
reality
Sarah.
show. A lot of people felt like you. I read an article in the Washington Post that came out right when this aired, and the Washington Post was like, "This is
It's bleak.
It's very bizarre." And they were like, "Why isn't the network shutting it down?" And the network said, "Well, if we were to shut it down, it would violate free speech, and we want to allow."
No, it wouldn't.
I know it technically wouldn't, but
I'm sick of people not understanding what free speech is.
right, I am too. That's a whole thing. And so the show goes on, and people are participating. It's similar to Big Brother, where you watch all the time. And I think there was some sort of voting element to it. So a lot of people were watching. It was, I want to say, like the third most popular show at the time when it came out. Then the show ends, and they reveal that this was all a hoax to show the importance of donors and the importance of opting in and how so many people die from not receiving an organ. The whole point of the thing was to show the number.
What was the outcome?
The outcome was that I don't know if she actually was terminally ill or those people they let everybody know, but the outcome, here's the how the outcome was really positive.
Yeah.
The day after that final episode aired, that everybody found out it was a hoax, 30,000 people registered to be a donor that one day.
Right.
Before that, it was about 3,000 a month.
Yeah.
So they got they raised tons of awareness, and I believe the producer, the creator of the show, had a brother who had died of organ failure, kidney failure after multiple transplants, something like that. So it did a really good job of raising awareness. But how do you feel about the ways?
How do you feel?
Not so good.
Not great.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'm not
the crazy
into that.
thing is, people really kind of it seems like the way this is written about and talked about is that they kind of applaud it. And it feels the same as I know it's a little bit different because it's the audience that doesn't understand versus the participant. But remember when the guy had to live without clothes and that whole thing and didn't know that it was anytime somebody is not aware of what is really happening, it feels kind of icky to me.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, that's how I felt about the chimp crazy situation.
Oh, totally.
I agree that you shouldn't keep chimps in your basement. But if you can't make a documentary without being deceptive,
right,
with the people that agree to be in it, then I don't want to hear from you. I don't like that.
Even though we
messing
did
with
dress up as
people's-
them for Halloween, no big deal.
I don't like.
We're not showing our support by dressing up as them.
I'm supporting, frankly, the chimp and
the chimp
Tanya.
and Tanya. Good point. Okay, yes, we were.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I don't like that she had that chimp or lied under oath or any of that.
Yeah.
But I do like that she was at least honest
Right.
with
They
the
do.
viewer.
There are some people who say this was the most unethical reality show that has.
Well,
ever.
that's a real high bar because there's so many.
That's so true.
There are so many terrible. And I do not like ends justify the means.
I don't
pretty
either.
much ever.
I don't either because you can't guarantee that they always do.
Yes.
And that is what we saw with that guy who was the one filmed with no clothes on and had to win everything via contest. That feels like the ends never justified the means.
No.
And maybe they thought it was going to in some way.
I don't think they cared.
Really?
No. And I think in this case, it's like this. Okay, so the 30,000 the next day.
Yeah.
What about like over time? Did it change the world, or was it
that's
just
a
like
good
because
question.
that happens a lot where it's like
Right.
everyone learns about this thing and then it for a minute.
Right. We all donate for a minute.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But like.
The average,
That's not
I do know that
nice.
the average time that you have to wait to get a kidney there was 4.5 years, and that it did change that. So maybe
You
it
think
did help in some
it's
way.
a lot lower now? I'm glad if that's true,
I don't know.
but I don't think it justifies
the
it.
articles and everything I found was from around 2007. It was hard to find anything that showed an update or anything recent.
That
but
to
I
me
think
says
it's-
it was a
the ends
very
do not
like flash in the pan
Yeah.
type of thing.
And that was an era of them doing crazy things on reality shows. There was a
hate it.
whole bunch of stuff going on at that time. America's Next Top Model, The Swan, Biggest Loser.
Extreme Makeover.
Extreme. Oh my gosh. The stories. Have you read articles about that? About Extreme Maker Home Edition and how terrible that
Hell.
was? The amount of people who had their homes broken into.
No.
Oh, that was a huge thing that basically they made everybody's address public. They showed everybody what was in the house. There were no security measures put in place, and a lot of those people. I read this one article. This woman had her house broken into a crazy number of times. I want to say like 12 times, something like that. That number rings a bell in my head. But it was like, wow, we did not have any like.
Who would have guessed, right?
Right.
But that's their job. They should have guessed. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Isn't my job, but should be, and that's like going through my Rocket Money expenditures.
Oh my gosh.
I
Same.
love it.
Yeah.
Rocket
love
Money is the best personal finance app in the whole world.
Yes.
And it has changed my life, Sarah.
My bank has tried to compete, and I'm like, nope.
Buzz
Nope.
off.
And it is not. I even looked at the interface. I'm like, that is so different. Not the
Yeah.
same at all. Rocket Money is
No.
where it's at. And hello, it's free. People, come on. What are you
Yes.
doing? I want
Here's
you to
how
know
it
this. This is
works.
free. $0 US.
Just download it.
Download it. Organize your
Yes.
money. Set a budget.
Organize your money.
It's so fun.
You will see all the subscriptions you have, which probably a lot of them you don't even want or need.
Right.
And it monitors your spending, and it will negotiate
Yes.
your rates with like certain, like if you see your insurance is too high, certain payments, they'll be like, hey, what the heck? You're paying too much here.
Mine went down $87 a month.
That's a lot of money.
Do you know what that adds up to at the end of the year? A lot of money.
A lot of
More than
money.
the average. So much.
So much. And Rocket Money has over 5 million users, saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's features.
Yeah, that's the average. Mine's more.
Mine's more too.
Yeah, so I'm like, you guys got to bump that up because of people like us.
Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/braincandy. That's rocketmoney.com/braincandy, rocketmoney.com/braincandy. I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
Do you not like saving money?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Sarah.
There you go. Yeah, so unethical television show.
That is so disturbing to me.
Right.
Especially because the people like who were competing for her kidney need a kidney.
It wasn't like the only, oh my gosh, I should have been really clear about that. The only people who were in the dark were the audience.
Wait.
The whole show was not total hoax.
Well, that's a little better because that's terrible to do to somebody that needs a kidney.
Oh my God. That would be so terrible. It was just unethical because
that's how my dad died, and he would always, every time I went over there, he'd be like, "I just need a kidney, Suze." You know, like if you were
right.
In
oh my
need
God,
of
could you imagine? That would be awful. Okay, it's a little better because it's not. I should have stressed that the woman. I think the woman still was terminally ill because she was named and had 37-year-old woman. I think she really
I've had
was.
it with her too. I mean,
she's the person they hired.
I assume she's.
I would imagine, but I don't know. You know what? They didn't say any of that.
Well, that's because all the articles are so old.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure she's no longer with us, but that's not fun, lady.
Yeah.
Don't mess with people. Even if you think, oh, well, people will sign up for organ donation. Still, it's not nice.
Yeah. Or just the idea that we were all watching a show or they were all watching a show where people really were fighting over that or like competing over that.
Yeah. What'd they do? Make a speech?
I have no idea. I think it was different competitions or whatever, but it went on and it was real popular. And yeah.
That was a dark time for reality TV.
It really, really was.
2000 to like now.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Like well, you know what I think just happened is it shifted to social media. And that is what, yeah, because when social media came about, it feels like the reality show participants are more in on the...
True. Yes,
I don't know, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I found out that people on the challenge were like setting up scenes and
I can't even believe that.
I cannot wrap my mind around
did that to me when I was on the show. I'd be like, "What are you doing?
You don't pay me enough to do that. You pay me enough. You pay me barely enough to sit here and fucking cross stitch." While I'm waiting to do the next challenge and drink wine. That is all I'm going to do. But I am not acting for it. Please. No, I can't. So anyways, we're just outraged by that. Okay. Next topic. Big Joiner show. Okay. This is an adorable story. I love this. This man named Vamar Hunter, he lives in Chicago. He loves this bakery. Goes to this bakery all the time. The bakery's called Gimme Some Sugar. And it is his favorite. He can't even decide what his favorite thing is at the bakery. He loves them all. Just says that when he goes there, he feels at home. He feels just like it's his happy place. It's his happy place. And he lived only a block away from this bakery. So he's 35 years old, and I don't know what brought this about, but something happened, whether he had submitted some DNA to a test or something that was suspected or maybe found out that his biological parents were not his biological parents and that he was adopted. And he finds out at 35 that he's adopted, and so he goes to find who his real biological parents are. And, you know, he like submits his DNA to one of those places or whatever, and turns out his mom, who put him up for adoption when he was 17 years old, and it's in one of those states where they do have the information for the parent and they can reach out. Yeah, open adoption. So they're able to reach out to her and give her his information. So they reach out to this woman, give her his information, and she gives him a call. And he looks at his phone, and the number for Gimme Some Sugar Bakery pops up. And he's like, why is the bakery calling me? Answers it, And this woman says, hi, I got the information that you were adopted and I'm your mother. And they put it together. And he's like, wait, what? Put it together. He had been going there for years. He had been talking to the owner. Like, he had a great connection with the owner, who was this woman. Now they know he has since taken, like, because she's older, now he runs the bakery.
No.
Is that not the sweetest story in the whole
this
world?
would be like if, like, Chili's called. And
we are your father.
all of us.
All of us.
Oh my God. What would
They
it
were
be
like,
for you?
you are my baby back, baby back, baby back. You are my baby back, baby back, baby back. You are my Chili's.
Totally.
That's funny.
It would. What do you think? Like, would be your equivalent? Like the ski lift?
Like, who would call me and let me know that, like, something that I go to all the time
is like your familial connection.
Oh my gosh. It's hard. I don't know. Like
A professional snowboarder.
yeah,
or
maybe something like that. Maybe something like some professional athlete. Like, if I found out that some professional, like I don't know, fucking anything, that I almost feel like when I see my little brother, like Lucas, that guy has put so much work into his physique and to his ability, like what he could do with his body, and he's so strong. And he, like, when I took him to water polo practice, they were like, are you fucking kidding me with this guy? Like, yeah, he, like, what? And to know that is what I am capable of if I just had some discipline is infuriating. So, and maybe it should be like inspiring or something like that. So maybe if I found out that said somebody who is some fantastic athlete or like an Olympian, if like, and I almost want to say like a strongman. Like, if I found out that like somebody, I'd be like, oh my gosh, yes, let's lift some heavy things. And I get like real into that. I could see that happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you guys didn't all look exactly like both of your parents,
Yeah.
I would think this was possible. But I think you're stuck with the ones you think.
I am definitely stuck with the ones I have. Yeah. That we look exactly like, and both when I've done a face swap with my brother Lucas, it looks like the same person.
Yeah. It's the
Nothing
same
changes.
person. What do you think this bakery guy like thought when he got that phone call?
Oh.
Do you think he was happy and like, oh,
Yes.
that makes sense?
I know he was, and I know he was happy. He felt a sense of connection, and I think that's such a beautiful thing when it feels like in your heart you somehow knew. And that is magical. And I think you can tell that from his involvement with the bakery now, and the way he talks about how much he loves those baked goods and his favorite thing about the bakery. It's just really, really sweet. If you get a chance, his name is Vamar Hunter, and yeah, give me some sugar in Chicago.
That's
And
real cute.
It is just the cutest story and so heartwarming. And
I'll tell you what, it's also heartwarming. And that is my Honey Love leggings.
I'm wearing them right now.
Let me
I'm also,
see.
oh, okay, yeah. Woo!
There she is.
Here and are you ready for this? Woo! That's the bra.
Yeah. Oh my God, double. If you're watching the video version, you are in for a treat because she's wearing the bra and the leggings, and we got to see it.
You got a sneak peek.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And I don't blame you because it is the best.
I mean,
shapewear
no
on the
wires,
market.
and keeps these girls right where they need to be.
So comfy, so supportive, so flattering. And you can wear it like Sarah is, where you have the hoodie and you're just like maybe going to the gym or just like enjoying a comfy day, or looking super hot because you could dress it up.
Yes. These are these same leggings that I wore to one of the fancier dinners that you and I went out to. So it's like,
you can do whatevs, wear some
everywhere.
heels, call it a day. So great. They have targeted compression technology, so you don't feel like you're suffocating. You're supported, but you're comfortable.
You know what? I didn't notice that, but now that you say it,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean because I have other leggings that
it's too much.
don't like because it's like these are my size, but no, you're yeah.
Yes, this is like effective, but not a nightmare. And
Yeah.
that's really all we ask.
Interesting.
And they have a deal. Here's what it is. Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market. Save up to 50% off site-wide at honeylove.com/braincandy this month only. Inventory is limited. The sale ends soon. Don't miss their best deals of the year. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort. Elevate your style. Thanks to Honey Love. And if you forget our codes, please go to thebraincandypodcast.com. They are all there. And every time you use any of our codes, it helps us immensely. So thank you.
We have so many on there.
Yeah.
So check them out, all of them.
See what you can find. Get gifts. Get whatever you need. Okay.
Yeah, shop the Brain Candy first.
That's right, Sarah. Good work.
You know? Yeah. Okay. What else? I got distracted by flashing the audience.
Yeah. Me too, Sarah. Me too.
Okay. Now I want to talk about a New York Times article that annoyed me.
Yes. I love annoyed Sarah.
And I hope it annoys you too. I don't want to lead the witness, but
Right. Yeah. As if it takes a lot to get me annoyed.
Right, exactly. The whole article was on, I want to get the actual name of it right now.
Yes.
Hang on.
Okay.
It's very important that you know that I get the title of it right. Okay, here we go. It is The Unspoken Grief of Never Becoming a Grandparent.
Oh, yes. I saw this article, but I did not read it.
Yes.
Why are you mad?
Because, I mean, the people who were featured in the article were all parents whose children are making the decision to not have kids.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's a little bit different. And the reasoning is just because I don't want to. You know, the kids are like, no, it's not. I don't want to have a kid.
Yeah.
And
Which
so
is
I guess
a more
that's
common
right.
Demographic these days.
Yes, totally growing. And, you know, it feels a little bit different than maybe my situation where I can't have a child. And it would feel really annoying if my mom was like, oh, why can't you give me a baby? And I wish you could get, you know. Like,
Okay. Walk me through like your feelings as you read the article.
My feeling as I read the article,
Because the premise is that these older folks whose kids are choosing not to procreate.
Yes.
And they are having to deal with their new reality that is in conflict with their imagined future.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Like one woman says, I think the part I'm really struggling with is like, okay, I won't be able to do that with grandchildren. So now what do I do to fill that need? She says she stays busy with her husband, dogs, book club, and playing mahjong, but she also feels a bit alone as time goes by. Grandchildren bring such hope and light into your life. You have to have that as a counterbalance, I think, to aging, because aging is hard. Okay, well, I kind of feel like, but I just feel like you're looking in there are so many ways to find connection and meeting, and even work with kids if that's important. I feel a little bit that some of these grandparents are being a little selfish.
Okay. Let me ask you
Am
this.
I being not understanding?
I get what you're saying.
And I can understand, like, if I have to say this first. If I had a grandparent come to me as and see me as a therapist, I would absolutely understand. And I would work and I love that they would be wanting to process those feelings in a therapeutic space. And I would hold that space and talk for them and absolutely understand that feeling of grief and loss. But the idea that that's spilling over into, I'm just recognizing maybe unhealthy, appropriate, but I don't know. It just feels like,
well, maybe you're especially
I don't know.
feeling it because like They had kids.
They had kids. That's it. Like, get it. Like, yes. That's the part. I'm like, okay. And then the article says, the decision to remain child-free can strain the parent-child relationship, particularly when the parent who has dreamed of grandchildren fails to separate any personal disappointment they feel from a sense of being disappointed in their children. So that is what's happening, that there's this mix of just sadness and disappointment of not be, and that's a grief that's totally fair. I get that. But then it's getting mixed up into this sense of disappointing that your children have disappointed you. And that I feel like is rooted in selfishness, and I'm not crazy about that part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Because if someone came to you as a client or just as a friend,
right,
and was choosing, like they couldn't have kids,
right,
that would be something that you could totally be compassionate about without reservation.
Totally.
Right? Especially given your circumstances.
Absolutely. I got you, girl.
But somebody who can't have grandchildren, you are like, how much do you fucking want out of life? Like, you already had kids.
Right.
You got to make your choice.
Right. So what you're upset about is that your children are making decisions for themselves that are going to make it so you don't get the exact future that you hope for. I'm sorry. You kind of have to just manage those feelings.
Yeah, you're right. You're
and as a therapist, I will help. I understand that. But in the same way that, like, I think what also is what I think is important is, as somebody who cannot have children, and so many people telling me and like an understanding that so much meaning comes from that, I had to grieve that loss, and then I have to find, and I will constantly try to find other ways to create meaning. So I say, this isn't an option for me because of my circumstances. Okay, now I'm going to find meaning in another way. Mm-hmm. And there's some action, there's some steps to, whatever. But I feel like if these grandparents that could not be are just like, because of my circumstances, this didn't happen to me, and now I just want to be bummed about it. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to find fulfillment. I don't want to find meaning. There's a wonder, and these stories are everywhere, of like the old man who had a bunch of kids and he loves babies, so he donates his time to holding babies at the NICU and getting time with the babies who, need that. There are ways to connect and to find meaning. And yeah, you might not be like the fun, whatever the grandma nicknames they like now are, with the one lady was like, I thought I was going to have like the fun house. Mine was going to be like the fun place to come, and I get that.
That's all you created that.
Right. This is in your mind. And so it's and it's a little bit of like, that's not the world. This feels a little bit like that feeling that generation may have about why you can't just buy a house, and why can't you just do this, and why can't you just have kids? Because it's different.
Let me share something. My first husband, his child was trans. Mm-hmm. And when that child began transitioning, he sent out an email to everyone to say, here's what's going on. Mm-hmm. Here's how we feel about it, which is like unreserved support. Mm-hmm. And what we expect from you, which is unreserved support.
Yes.
And you better get on board. And then privately, not in that email, was a grief about an imagined future.
Yeah.
Right? With your daughter that doesn't exist. Okay. And that's real. That is a real mourning.
Right.
That is valid. and a grief that is valid.
Yes.
But if you sit in that
yes.
and start
Right.
moaning about it,
What a good example. Then come on.
it's valid.
It's valid.
But you need to fucking move on real fast.
You got to. Right. Because we're not.
Because it's a figment of your imagination.
100%.
Same with grandchildren.
What a good example, Suze.
Yeah.
That is it. And that is what kind of that was not mentioned in the article. It was just this place of.
Well, because it's so mainstream. It is so accepted that, like, and in the elderly, like the retired, I should say, community, that, you know how, like, all they talk about is, like, BMs, health
medication,
problems,
right.
and their grandchildren.
Right.
And it is very much like an obsessive, because they got usually nothing else going on. You got to find something else to go on.
Maybe we need to have more options for seniors.
We need to expand.
I think that's it. I think that's it. And you know what? We can't get mad at them for not having another role. This was the parent to grandparent pipeline, right? We need to have another option. We need
and
to
we've
have.
made it too narrow. We've made it too narrow.
Okay, look at this. We've come a long way. Now that is an article that I think would be a great article.
You feel like this article was like adding fuel to.
This article was my child is trans and I will no longer get to walk my daughter down the aisle.
Okay, sit with that for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, and then let's go.
And
I don't know.
You have a son now. And now what?
Yeah.
For real, you really have to have a deadline on the grief on that shit. Because it's in your mind. It's not a real thing.
Because that is when that sense of being disappointed in their children, the idea that your children are disappointing you for making their own decisions is something that we got to work through, and something that, like, I have compassion and empathy for that feeling of grief, but you cannot.
Sarah.
What?
I bet you, as a therapist, you would agree with me.
Yeah.
So much of this is about you're not investing enough in your own life anymore.
Yes. That's where I say the meaning has to come from someplace else.
Right?
That's on you. If I sat in this, I can't have kids, I guess my life is meaningless. Nope. You got to do something. How long? You could do that for a little
while.
while.
On your kids.
But yeah.
Well, because some of them can't have children too.
Right. Now what? So meaning has to come from somewhere else. Freaking A, work at the preschool at your church, whatever you do.
Because it's not about kids though, Sarah. They wouldn't want to do that. Yes.
That's why the feeling was, after reading this, was like, I think it's a little rooted in selfishness.
It is rooted in that.
They
don't know it though.
They don't know it. And it feels like the author of the article
Yeah.
didn't know it. And that's okay too. But I just feel like from another perspective, the article could have been written differently that would maybe not make the people who are making those decisions feel like, I don't know, the bad guy in a way.
Maybe if we didn't have women's lives kind of end when they aren't sexy anymore.
Yes.
And men's lives end when they're not working anymore. Maybe if that narrative shifted, the grandchildren wouldn't be relied upon so heavily.
Yes. Absolutely.
What's your next act? What is your next deal?
Yes.
Stop putting it on your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And follow your passion. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you could do. And there's a lot of community.
Right. We get so invested in these like tropes.
Right. We need to let go of those. And maybe that's what this is doing. People choosing to not have children is providing.
Who can blame them?
Right. My mom says that. She's like, if I were, because, sometimes I feel bad about that reality. And she's like, if I were in the position that you guys are in now, no way. She's like, I wouldn't have a kid only because for just the reason of not being able to protect them online. of that. She's like, that
It's
alone
hard, right?
is the hard. It would be reason enough for me to be like, no, I'm good. I don't want to do that.
When children are a blessing, if you're choosing to
Yes.
procreate, that is great. And what a joy. But what the hell?
Yeah.
If you think that's the only way,
Yeah.
are you kidding me right now?
And now I can say it because she's announced it on Instagram. I'm going to be an aunt, and I've got a little nephew on the way. And I'm so excited.
Hold on a minute.
I mean, how
so
fun
exciting.
is Aunt Sarah going to be? We're going
Aunt
camping.
Suze.
We're going and Aunt Suze. Oh my gosh! Please, the two of us. They're going to be like this. This kid is going to
give that kid a hoot and holler.
Right? I already said, I'm like, this kid is going to get so much love. It's stupid. It's like, it's going to be so cute.
Well, and that is so lucky for that kid too.
I can't wait. And I'm the closest family member, like geographically. And so I am going to be right there when I get to do all the stuff. I'm going to
Sarah,
be.
they're very lucky to have you too, because I sense that you will take the child. I would
Absolutely.
have killed for that.
I'm like, just give me your baby. Give me, and I think I've given the best advice so far, and they've taken my advice. Here was my advice this is my advice for anybody pregnant. First piece of advice. Don't listen to anybody's advice, because everybody thinks they know everything. But there's one thing that you should listen to. But I'm going to say this after the first one, because it's different for everybody, and who the fuck cares. And my second piece of advice is, don't tell anybody the baby name, because every single person will have I remember this guy from high school that I dated, and he was like this, or, oh, you can't name him that. That's my baby name, and they don't even have any children. Don't ever say the name.
We want to see, just tell people, I just want to see the baby first before I decide.
And if you don't believe me, test it. Take some name that you definitely aren't going to use, and, oh, my baby, Leonard. Oh, my Leonard.
I remember I told the name
Watch.
Lincoln to someone, and in a millisecond, he goes, Stinkin' Lincoln.
See? You don't need to. Why are we doing that? Right, of course.
Well,
Who's going to get in your head? Of course, now that's what I call him that.
Yeah.
I call him that all the time. Like, Stinkin'
it's
Lincoln.
fine.
It's exactly what I call him. It's the obvious choice. So,
But sometimes
don't you think
it'll
that's
be
good
like
advice?
something. Yes, do not tell anyone.
So, because I gave her that good advice, she's totally going to tell me the name. Because she's
you.
I know. That's the best advice, because I get everything I want. And so, Aunt Sarah, hello.
Oh, I'm excited. Are we allowed to know the due date or
I think
area?
it's in
period?
April or something like that. And the baby's already measuring a week larger, like despite this is a big baby, and already looks like it has the rice nose. I can see it.
Oh,
I'm like, that is our
funny how you
nose.
can tell.
Yes.
I could tell stuff about,
I'm like,
sure.
that looks like Luke. I swear to God, I'm seeing a sonogram, or ultrasound or whatever. But that is my I could see my brother's face in the head shape. It's so fucking weird. Or I just know. I'm like, yeah, that's our baby, and not our baby. I know it's her baby. I won't say that, but
that's
my nephew. That's what I'm going to say.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so
Isn't that
happy
great?
for you.
So little.
I mean, that's the
exciting
thing.
info.
It is such a gift.
Yeah.
It is a joy. A new person in the world.
Right.
It's a miracle.
The best.
But don't be fucking chitty about it. And can I just say, Lincoln was 9 pounds 2 ounces out of this tiny little baby body.
Oh,
Ew.
I mean, that's practically 10% of your
man.
body weight. I mean, it's actually insane.
I gave birth to a man.
I mean, that's wild that he was that big.
Ew, how did that happen? All that watermelon and golden grams. Who knew?
Is that what you loved?
That's what I loved. All right. What else we loved today was a woman marrying an AI hologram.
We didn't love that.
We hated her, but we loved talking about it. We also hated the big donor show. Wait, these are all things we hated.
It's a list of things we
hated Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
God.
We hated the grandmother grief that shouldn't have happened. The only thing we did love was the bakery DNA scenario.
Yes, we love that story.
All right.
Yeah.
1 out of
Did
7. ain't bad.
how'd I do? You'd said I better do good as we
10
started
out
this
of 10.
episode. Okay. Whew. I thought so.
Yeah.
I was like, I
And if
didn't
you
want to
agree,
brag, but
please leave us a 5-star review.
I brought
because
it.
You know how there's trolls on there? They leave
Yeah.
us bad reviews, and the
I
next thing you
tried
know, we're going to have to work at Chili's again.
No, I can't. I have 0 restaurant experience. This will be terrible.
All right, people. We'll see you next time. We
Bye.
love you. Bye.